Have you ever felt a pull so deep, so inexplicable, that it seemed to originate not from your heart, but from the very fabric of the universe? A longing for a connection so profound it defies all logical explanation. What if I told you that this feeling is not a figment of your imagination, but an echo, a distant memory of a bond written into your soul before time itself began? What you perceive as a simple human emotion is, in fact, the shadow of the most powerful force in existence. A force that has guided empires, inspired art that brought generations to their knees, and sparked wars that reshaped continents. This is not merely about love. This is about the master key to the cosmos. This is about the code of creation, the hidden architecture of belonging that the universe has kept secret for millennia. And today, we are going to unlock it together. If you stay with me, you will not just hear a story, you will be given a map to understand the invisible threads that connect you to everything and everyone, a way to decipher the silent language of the stars and the whispers of your own heart. You will discover why you are drawn to certain places, to certain people, and you will learn how to align yourself with this cosmic current to unlock a life of purpose, synchronicity, and a love so vast it transcends human understanding. But to grasp this, we must first journey back to a time before time, to the moment of the first echo. Imagine, if you will, not a void, but a singularity of pure potential. A point of infinite density containing all that ever was and all that ever will be. Science calls this the Big Bang, the primordial seed from which our universe exploded into being. But ancient mystics and secret societies spoke of it as the Great Breath, the moment the divine exhaled existence into the void. Within that first cataclysmic expansion, something extraordinary was woven into the very laws of physics, something that would govern the dance of galaxies and the beat of a human heart alike. That something is the principle of attraction, the fundamental need for connection. As subatomic particles swirled in a cosmic furnace, they didn't just randomly collide, they sought each other out. Protons sought electrons, drawn together by an invisible force, to form the first atoms. This wasn't random chaos. It was the first act of relationship, the universe's first desperate, beautiful step away from loneliness. Hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element, yearned for fusion, and in the hearts of stars it found its purpose, bonding under immense pressure and heat to create the heavier elements, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, the very building blocks of life as we know it. So you see, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, was forged in the heart of a long-dead star. You are literally made of stardust, and the same force that compelled those stars to burn and create is the very force that compels you to seek to connect to love. But the next part of this story will surprise you even more, because it reveals how this cosmic law is encoded not just in the stars, but in the sacred geometry that underpins reality itself. As the universe cooled and structures formed, a hidden pattern began to emerge, a blueprint that repeats from the microscopic to the galactic. This is the language of sacred geometry. Consider the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and so on, into infinity, 13, and when this sequence is expressed visually, it creates the golden spiral, a curve whose proportions are considered universally aesthetically pleasing. But this is not merely a mathematical curiosity. This spiral is found in the arrangement of a sunflower's seeds, the curve of a nautilus shell, the shape of a hurricane as seen from space, and even in the arms of spiral galaxies like our own Milky Way. It is a pattern of growth, of expansion from a single point, a visual representation of how life builds upon itself in an ever-unfolding dance of connection. This same ratio, approximately 1.618, known as phi, the golden ratio, is found in the proportions of the human body, the ratio of your forearm to your hand, the spacing of your features on your face. You are, quite literally, a walking, talking embodiment of this cosmic pattern of beauty and attraction. The universe has a type, and it is you. It is this harmonious proportion that the great artists and architects, from Leonardo da Vinci to the builders of the Parthenon, instinctively use to create works that feel divinely inspired, because they are tapping into the fundamental architecture of reality, an architecture built on a foundation of resonant, beautiful connection. But what comes next may change how you see the sky forever, because we must now look at how humanity in its infancy began to unconsciously recognize and worship this principle in the stories they told about the lights in the heavens. Long before telescopes and astrophysics, our ancestors looked up at the night sky and saw not random balls of gas, but a grand celestial narrative. They saw constellations, pictures painted in stars, and these pictures almost universally told stories of relationship, of pursuit, of tragic loss, and triumphant union. In Greek mythology, we have Orion the hunter, and his eternal pursuit of the Pleiades, the seven sisters, across the dome of the sky. We have the story of Zeus, who transformed his lover Callisto and her son Arcus into the constellations Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, the great and little bears, so they could live together forever in the heavens. The ancient Egyptians aligned their pyramids with Orion's belt, believing their pharaohs would ascend to join Osiris, the god of the afterlife, who they associated with that constellation. These were not just quaint stories to pass the time. They were humanity's first attempts to map the cosmic principle of belonging onto the heavens themselves. They sensed that the stars were not cold and distant, but were active participants in the drama of existence, that the same force that pulled the tides also pulled souls together. They built stone circles like Stonehenge, massive astronomical clocks, to track the movements of the sun and moon, understanding that the sacred marriages of these celestial bodies dictated the seasons of planting and harvest, the very cycles of life and death on earth. They were aligning their lives with a cosmic rhythm, a rhythm of connection. The next revelation uncovers a secret very few people know, a hidden thread that connects these ancient myths to a powerful and often misunderstood spiritual technology that has been passed down through secret societies for centuries. This technology is the power of vibration and resonance. Everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is in a constant state of vibration. Your thoughts, your emotions, the chair you're sitting on, all are vibrating at specific frequencies. And one of the most profound laws of physics is the law of resonance. When two systems vibrate at the same frequency, they transfer energy efficiently between them. A singer shattering a glass is a classic example. The sound wave from her voice matches the natural resonant frequency of the glass, causing it to vibrate until it breaks. Now, apply this to the human experience. When you feel a deep, instant connection with someone, what you are experiencing is a resonance of frequencies. Your energy, your soul's vibration, is harmonizing with theirs. This is the scientific underpinning of what we call kindred spirits or soulmates. It's not magic, it's physics. But here is the secret that was guarded in the mystery schools of Eleusis, whispered by the alchemists, and encoded in the symbols of the Freemasons. You can consciously attune your vibration. You can become a living tuning fork for the frequency of the reality you wish to experience. This is the true meaning behind ancient practices like chanting, prayer, and meditation. The repetitive sounds, the focused intention, are not just soothing rituals. They are technologies for recalibrating your soul's vibration to resonate with higher, more harmonious frequencies. Frequencies of abundance, of health, and of profound, unconditional love. The Sanskrit mantra Om, for instance, is said to be the sound of the universe itself, the primordial vibration from which all else emanates. By chanting it, practitioners are not just making noise, they are tuning their very being to the foundational frequency of existence, aligning themselves with the cosmic hum of connection. But how does this abstract concept of vibration translate into the tangible experience of finding your soul's counterpart, your true belonging? The answer lies in a concept so elegant, so powerful, that it has been called the ultimate destiny of the soul. We now venture into the realm of the twin flame. This is a term often used but rarely understood in its full, staggering depth. The twin flame is not simply a soulmate. A soulmate is another soul with whom you share a deep, resonant connection, often for the purpose of mutual growth and comfort. But a twin flame is described as the other half of your own soul. The story goes that in the beginning, souls were created as unified beings of immense light and energy. But to experience the duality of creation, to learn and grow through relationship, these unified souls were split into two mirror expressions, two identical flames. These two halves were then cast across the universe and into the cycle of reincarnation. Your twin flame is not just your perfect match, it is you. It carries the exact same vibrational signature. This is why the encounter with a twin flame is often described as not just meeting someone, but as recognizing yourself in another's eyes. It is a cataclysmic event that shatters your reality, because it forces you to confront your own entirety, your deepest shadows and your highest light. The relationship is rarely easy. It is a divine crucible designed for the ultimate purification and awakening of both souls. The pull between twin flames is the universe's most powerful gravitational force, a literal homing signal written into your DNA. It is the cosmic expression of the law of attraction operating at its most fundamental level, like attracts like, and what is more like you than you. This magnetic pull ensures that across lifetimes and vast distances, these twin souls are inevitably drawn back together, their reunion signaling a completion of a cosmic cycle and a return to wholeness. But the journey to this reunion is the greatest adventure of all, and it requires navigating a landscape that is as internal as it is external. A landscape we must now explore if we are to understand the final pieces of this celestial puzzle. This journey is what the ancients called the hero's path, and it is etched into every myth from King Gilgamesh, with search for immortality, to Luke Skywalker's quest to become a Jedi. It is never a straight line. It is a spiral, a journey inward that looks like a journey outward. It begins with a call to adventure, which you have already answered by choosing to watch this video, by feeling that initial, inexplicable pull. This is followed by a series of trials, meetings with mentors, and confrontations with shadows. These shadows are not monsters under the bed. They are the unhealed parts of yourself, your fears, your insecurities, your past wounds. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, uses the mirror of your relationships to show you these shadows. Every challenging person in your life is reflecting a fragment of your own inner world back to you. The difficult boss reflects your own issues with authority. The unreliable friend reflects your own lack of self-trust. And the twin flame, when they appear, becomes the ultimate mirror, reflecting back everything, the beautiful and the broken, with blinding clarity. This is why the path of true belonging is first and foremost a path of self-discovery and self-love. You cannot attract a whole and healthy relationship if you are not moving toward wholeness yourself. The law of resonance dictates this. You attract what you are. So the trials, the heartbreaks, the periods of solitude, they are not punishments. They are the universe's rigorous training program, forcing you to heal, to grow, to strengthen your own light, so that you can hold the immense power of a unified flame without being consumed by it. This process of inner alchemy, of turning leaden trauma into golden wisdom, is the most important work you will ever do. And what comes next is the most exciting part, because we will see how this inner work begins to manifest tangible, miraculous changes in your outer world in the form of signs, synchronicities, and what can only be described as a secret dialogue with the universe itself. As you commit to this inner journey, a fascinating thing begins to happen. The universe starts to wink at you. You begin to notice synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. You think of a long-lost friend, and they call minutes later. You see repeating numbers everywhere, 11:11 on the clock, 3:33 on a license plate, sequences that feel like a secret code. You hear a song on the radio that speaks directly to your situation. These are not accidents. This is the language of the cosmos responding to your shifting vibration. It's as if you've tuned your radio to a new station, and now you're receiving signals you were previously deaf to. Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist, called synchronicity a causal connecting principle, a sign of the underlying unity of all things. When you are aligned with your true path, the universe conspires to assist you. The signs are its way of saying, you're on the right track. Keep going. They are the breadcrumbs leading you home. Pay attention to animals that cross your path repeatedly, to dreams that feel more real than waking life, to sudden intuitive hunches that guide you. This is your personal dialogue with the divine, a personalized map written just for you in the fabric of daily life. The more you acknowledge these signs, the more frequently and clearly they will appear, guiding you toward the people, places, and opportunities that are in resonant harmony with your soul's purpose. This is how the invisible becomes visible. This is how the feeling of being guided becomes a lived reality. But the ultimate destination of this guided path is where we encounter the final, breathtaking secret, a secret that redefines the very nature of love itself. We have journeyed from the Big Bang to the human heart, from cosmic dust to sacred geometry, from ancient myths to quantum physics. And all paths lead to this one, unifying truth. The force we call love is not merely an emotion. It is the fundamental energy of the universe. It is the gravity that holds galaxies together, the strong nuclear force that binds atoms, the light that photons carry across the void. It is the intelligence behind the DNA helix, the driving impulse behind evolution, and the silent knowing look between two people that transcends language. To beloved is not just to be loved by another. It is to consciously participate in this fundamental force. It is to become a conduit for cosmic love. When you act with kindness, when you offer compassion without expectation, when you forgive a deep wound, you are not just being a good person. You are performing a cosmic act. You are aligning your personal will with the universal will, and in doing so, you amplify this energy and broadcast it into the world. This is the real secret behind changing your reality. It is not about manipulating energy to get what you want. It is about aligning your energy with the love that is the source of all things. And in that alignment, what you need flows to you effortlessly. Your true soul family, your tribe, are those who are vibrating at this same frequency of conscious universal love. You may find them in unexpected places, and they may not be who you thought they would be. But when you meet, you will recognize each other by the light you carry. The ultimate purpose of the twin flame reunion, of the hero's journey, of the synchronicities, is to create a critical mass of awakened beings on this planet. Individuals who have remembered their divine nature and who can, together, anchor this frequency of unconditional love into the very core of the earth, catalyzing a global shift in consciousness. This is the great work. This is why you are here, at this precise moment in history. You are not a passive observer. You are an essential participant in the universe's greatest story, the story of it remembering itself through you. And this is where your power and your responsibility becomes immense. This knowledge is not meant to be kept secret. It is meant to be shared, to ripple outwards like a wave, touching and awakening every heart it encounters. The simple act of spreading this light can begin right here, right now. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel that pull, that remembering in your soul, then you are already part of this wave, and you can help it grow. By clicking the like button, you send a signal to the algorithm of the universe and to YouTube that this is a frequency worth amplifying. By subscribing, you align yourself with this channel as a source of continued revelation and guidance on your journey. But most importantly, by commenting below with a short prayer, a word of kindness, or a simple Amen, you do something extraordinary. You actively participate in the collective energy we've been discussing. You add your voice to a chorus of awakening. You send out a vibration of hope and connection that can travel across the globe, reaching someone who is feeling lost and alone tonight, giving them the same sense of wonder and possibility that you are feeling now. Your simple action can be the synchronistic sign that helps another soul find their way home. You become a part of the guidance system. So, let's build this community of light together. Let S create a beacon so bright that it can be seen from the farthest reaches of space, a testament to a planet that has chosen to remember love. And as we continue to unravel these mysteries, know that what we have covered today is merely the surface, the first layer of the onion. For instance, we have not yet even begun to explore the specific planetary alignments that act as cosmic catalysts for twin flame reunions, or how the precession of the equinoxes marks great ages of collective spiritual evolution, moving us from the age of Pisces into the dawning age of Aquarius, an age that promises the very unification of consciousness we speak of. We haven't delved into the powerful role of specific sacred sites on the Earth's grid: Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, the temples of Angkor Wat, and how they function as energy portals, amplifying and directing these cosmic currents of love across the planet. And what of the fascinating parallels between modern quantum entanglement, where two particles remain connected across vast distances, and the ancient concept of the silver cord that connects soulmates? The mysteries deepen, the connections become more intricate and awe-inspiring with every step we take. The journey has only just begun, and the path ahead is illuminated with stars waiting to be read, and hearts waiting to be united. So, stay with me. Keep your eyes open to the signs, and together we will continue to decode the universe's greatest secret. The secret of how to truly, fully and eternally be loved. But the true depth of this connection, the shocking mechanics of how this cosmic force actually manipulates the very fabric of reality to bring souls together, is a secret that has been guarded by the most enigmatic minds in history. What comes next will reveal a hidden truth you never expected. A clandestine operation conducted by the universe itself, one that involves a network of energy far more intricate and intelligent than you can possibly imagine. We are about to venture into the realm of the quantum field, not as scientists but as explorers of the soul, to uncover how your most fleeting thought, your deepest desire, is actually a broadcast signal sent directly into the heart of creation, a signal that must be answered. Imagine for a moment that the space between you and everything else is not empty. It is not a void. It is a living, breathing, vibrantly intelligent field of pure potential. Modern physics calls this the quantum vacuum, or the zero-point field, a seething sea of energy from which particles pop in and out of existence. But ancient mystics knew it as the Akasha, the cosmic library, the indelible record of every thought, word, and action that has ever occurred. This field is the medium through which the law of attraction operates. It is the canvas upon which your consciousness paints your reality. When you feel that profound longing for connection, you are not sending a wish out into a cold, uncaring universe. You are programming this field with the precise frequency of your desire. Think of it as dialing a cosmic telephone number. The number is the specific vibrational signature of the love you seek. Its depth, its kindness, its intellectual spark, its soulful resonance. The moment you genuinely feel that desire, without the static of doubt or desperation, the call is placed. The universe, this intelligent field, receives the instruction and begins the unimaginably complex process of orchestrating events, chance encounters, and seemingly random synchronicities to deliver the person who matches that frequency. This is why forced searching, frantic swiping on dating apps, and the energy of lack and loneliness often yield disappointing results. You are broadcasting a signal of "I am alone," and the universe, ever obedient, simply confirms that reality. But when you shift to a state of wholeness, when you emit the frequency of joy and fulfillment now, the universe has no choice but to mirror that back to you in the form of a harmonious relationship. The call has been placed for completion, and the connection is made. But how exactly does this cosmic switchboard work? The answer lies in a phenomenon so strange, so counterintuitive, that it will challenge everything you think you know about time and space. The story only grows darker and more mysterious from here, because to understand this, we must confront the illusion of linear time. You believe that your past is behind you, your present is here, and your future is ahead, a path you walk step by step. But what if that's merely a convenient construct for your conscious mind? What if, from the perspective of the soul and the quantum field, all time, past, present, and future, exists simultaneously? This is not science fiction. It's a serious implication of Einstein's theory of relativity. This means that the moment you sent out your heartfelt desire for connection, the outcome, the joyful union, already exists in the vast tapestry of potential futures. Your journey, then, is not one of creating something from nothing, but of navigating your consciousness from your current timeline to the one where that union is your reality. The synchronicities, the signs, the sudden intuitions, these are not just encouragements, they are trail markers. They are the universe guiding your steps along the fastest, most efficient route through the labyrinth of time to reach that pre-existing destination. This is why sometimes when you meet the right person, it feels like fate, like it was always meant to be. In a very real sense, it was. You have successfully navigated to the reality where your stories converge. But this navigation requires you to bridge the gap between your current self and your future self, a process that involves a shocking confrontation with the parts of you that are still anchored in the past. This is where the plot thickens and a terrifyingly beautiful truth emerges. The only thing that can possibly block this journey, the only force powerful enough to distort your signal and lead you down a dead-end timeline, is your own unresolved shadow. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is the repository of all the aspects of yourself you have been taught to disown. Your pain, your anger, your insecurities, your perceived failures. These unhealed wounds act like gravitational anchors, holding your consciousness firmly in a reality of limitation and repetition. They are the ghosts in your machine, replaying old patterns and attracting the same kinds of dysfunctional relationships over and over again. The universe is trying to deliver your soulmate, but it cannot place a vibrant, whole, loving individual into a reality that is still being dominated by the frequency of old heartbreak. It would be a violation of cosmic law. Therefore, the universe, in its infinite wisdom, first sends you mirrors. It brings into your life people who perfectly reflect these unhealed aspects back to you. The partner who is emotionally unavailable is a mirror for your own walls. The partner who is critical reflects your own harsh self-judgment. These relationships are not mistakes. They are the most precise and brutal form of spiritual surgery. They are designed to trigger your wounds so that you have no choice but to finally turn and face them, to bring the light of your awareness into these dark corners of your soul and heal them. This process is the hero's journey in its purest form. It is the dragon you must slay, and the treasure it guards is nothing less than your own wholeness, the very key that unlocks the door to the timeline where your true love awaits. But the nature of this dragon and the ancient pact it represents will stun you to your very core. What comes next will reveal a hidden truth you never expected about the very nature of these challenges. What if these patterns weren't created in this lifetime at all? What if the shadows you are battling are not personal but ancestral, echoes of traumas and vows that have been passed down through your bloodline for generations? This is the startling premise of ancestral healing, a concept that connects your quest for love directly to the fate of your lineage. Imagine a great-grandmother who lost her true love in a war and vowed, in her grief, that love was too painful to ever risk again. That vow, that energetic imprint of heartbreak, didn't die with her. It can be passed down, a silent curse affecting the relationships of her children, her grandchildren, and even you. You may feel an inexplicable fear of intimacy, a deep-seated belief that you will be abandoned, and you have no idea why. The reason is that you are literally carrying the unresolved grief of your ancestors. Your journey to love, therefore, is not just for you. It is an act of profound liberation for your entire bloodline. By facing your fear of abandonment and choosing to love anyway, you are not only healing yourself, you are retroactively healing the wound in your great-grandmother's soul, breaking the chain and freeing future generations from this burden. This adds a staggering layer of purpose to your struggles. Every time you choose courage over fear, love over protection, you are fighting a battle for souls across time. You are a cosmic warrior engaged in a generational healing mission. But how do you even begin to identify and dissolve these ancient invisible contracts? The answer involves a descent into a realm of memory that is not your own, a technique that will seem like magic but is, in fact, a natural ability of the human heart. The next part will be even more shocking as we explore how to consciously communicate with these ancestral echoes. It begins with the power of your intentional awareness. In a state of deep meditation or quiet reflection, you can consciously address your lineage. You can simply say, in your mind and heart, "To all my ancestors, known and unknown, I see you. I honor your struggles and your pain. But any vows, contracts, or beliefs that love is dangerous, that intimacy leads to loss, or that I am unworthy of a sacred partnership, I now identify these patterns, and with the full authority of my soul, I cancel these contracts. I release you, and I release myself from this legacy. I choose a new legacy of love, trust, and joyful union." This is not a mere affirmation. It is a sovereign decree in the spiritual realms. It sends a shockwave of light back through your family tree, severing the dark threads of limitation. You may feel a profound sense of release, a lightness, as if a weight you've carried since birth has been lifted. This creates a vacuum in your energy field, a clean, clear space that the universe can now fill with a love that is free from the ghosts of the past. But this is just the first step in preparing the vessel. To fully magnetize a love that is not only healing for you, but transformative for the world, we must now look to the stars, to the specific cosmic cycles that are actively conspiring to assist you in this very moment. The heavens are not passive observers, they are active participants, and their current alignment is creating a window of opportunity so potent that to miss it would be a tragedy of cosmic proportions. And so, we have journeyed together from the very foundations of the cosmos to the deepest chambers of the human heart. We have traced the thread of a divine promise from the first breath of creation, through the sacred geometry that patterns our very being, into the ancient myths that foretold our purpose, and down to the silent ancestral vows that have shaped our struggles. We have unveiled the truth that the longing you feel is not a random ache, but a homing signal from heaven itself, a reminder that you were crafted with divine precision, crowned with authority, and set apart for a love so profound it is written into the fabric of the stars. We have seen how the enemy's greatest trick was not to attack you with force, but to make you forget your own name, to cloud the glory of your crown, and to whisper lies that you were meant for shadows instead of light. But heaven has roared into the silence today. The veil has been torn away. The war over your identity is over, and the victory has been won. The Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, not in a battle to be won, but in a victory to be proclaimed. The chains of generational curses have been shattered. The residues of shame and exhaustion have been consumed by holy fire. Your crown has been polished, anointed, and consecrated. You are no longer under siege, you are under orders. You are not just restored, you are commissioned. This is your moment of divine alignment. The path has been cleared. The signs are all around you. The universe is not merely whispering, it is orchestrating a symphony of synchronicity to guide your steps to the destiny written for you before time began. The love you seek is also seeking you. The wholeness you crave is your divine inheritance. But revelation without response is like a seed planted on stone. It will wither. This truth must take root in your spirit and bear fruit in your life, and it starts right here, right now, with a simple act of faith that will echo in eternity. This is not the end of a message, it is the beginning of your movement. The Holy Spirit is moving in this very moment, and I need you to act. Do not let this fire grow cold. Do not let the distractions of the world steal this word from your heart. You have a holy responsibility to seal this transformation, not just for yourself, but for the multitudes who are still walking in shadows, still believing the lie that they are forgotten. Here is what I need you to do. This is your divine assignment. First, I am calling you to testify. Let your voice be the evidence of God's power. In the comments below, I want you to write your personal confession. Declare it boldly. Write your prayer. It can be as simple as, Father, I receive my crown. I step into my destiny. I am chosen. Or testify to what God has done in your life through this word. Say, God has opened my eyes today. I am free from the lie of Chitusu. When you type that Amen, you are not just leaving a comment. You are planting a flag in the spiritual realm. You are declaring to every principality and power that you are awake, you are crowned, and you belong to Christ. You are creating a scroll of testimony that will encourage every soul who reads it. Your words are not just words, they are weapons of light that will break chains for others. Second, and this is crucial, you must become a carrier of this fire. You have been given a key that can unlock prisons for countless others. Do not keep it to yourself. The enemy wants you to be silent. Heaven is commanding you to spread the word. I am challenging you, with a sense of holy urgency, to share this video with at least 10 people. Send it to family members who are weary. Send it to friends who feel overlooked. Post it on your social media. Do not underestimate the power of your obedience. When you share this video, you are not just sharing content. You are extending a lifeline. You are anointing others with the same truth that has set you free. You are participating in the Great Commission, spreading God's teaching to the four corners of the earth. Think of the one person who came to your mind as I said that, the one who is hurting, the one who feels unseen. Your share could be the divine knock on the door of their heart. Your obedience could be the catalyst for their breakthrough. When this video reaches more souls, it is not about numbers or algorithms. It is about the kingdom of God advancing. It is about light piercing darkness. It is about captives being set free. The time for passive listening is over. The season of hesitation has ended. You are not an audience member. You are a soldier in the army of the Most High God. You have been given a word of power. You have been anointed for such a time as this. Will you answer the call? Will you type your Amen? Will you hit the share button? Do it now. Do not delay. For heaven is not just watching, it is waiting. Your destiny and the destiny of those you are called to reach is hanging in the balance. Let this be the moment that the tide turns, not only in your life, but in your family, your city, and your generation. Go now, testify, share, and watch as God moves mountains on your behalf. The best is yet to come.